This video was recorded on November 1st, 2015 as part of the Cache Valley Community of Good Sunday service. This video features Connor Snyder giving a talk on finding faith in humanity again, and Amelia Gutke on creating blue zones, finding happiness where you live. We hope you enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome out. So it's November 1st. Everybody welcome. This is one of the meetups for the Community of Good. Just like to introduce myself. My name is Dan Bronson, and welcome everybody out. So thank you very much for coming out. Yeah. Great. Hey, so a few things. We're going to hear from some really nice speakers, and we're going to be hearing some great music, and we're going to be singing too, so that'll be fun. But a few things I just wanted to point out are some events kind of a thing. There is a support group that meets every Thursday night at 7 o'clock at the Logan Library. Sounds like it was last week in the Bonneville room. It might be kind of changing, but that support group is mainly for like support in faith transitions or any kind of transitions at all, kind of a generic support group kind of a thing. And you can actually link to that support group. It's a little Facebook group, and you can find that on the Community of Good Facebook group. So I want to invite everybody, if you are interested, there's a community group on Facebook for Community of Good. So you can get invited there and kind of see the events going on. And then it was Halloween yesterday, so I wanted to know, raise of hands, who dressed up? Who dressed up? Yeah, okay. It's like 70%. That's pretty good. Shannon, what'd you dress up as? Corpse's Bride. Nice. Who else? Keep on raising your hand. Who dressed up? What'd you dress up as?
I was Prince Harry, but spelled H-A-I.
Prince Harry, as in a literal Harry. That's awesome. Yes, congratulations. Okay, a couple more. Who else dressed up? In the back. Spider-Man, yes. Solid. Anybody else? Who else? Amelia? Medusa? Nice. That's a little bit of a throwback. I like that. Okay, well, yeah. Glad everybody made it through last night, that we all lived. Hey, so now I'd like to turn the time over. We're going to do a great talk. Connor Snyder is going to talk about finding faith in humanity again. So Connor, come on up.
Hi, everyone. I've been freaking out all morning, so it's nice to finally be up here to share what I've kind of prepared. I'm going to start out with a video, and we'll talk about it afterwards. So. Holy cow. Where are we? Like, what are we? Like, you just watch that and you just see how expansive the universe is, and no one can really comprehend the magnitude that is the universe. But here we are, despite our inability to understand where we are here. And it's kind of interesting to think about how we fit into that whole thing. We're just a bunch of, if you take the scientific explanation, we're just a bunch of cells, and those cells become an animal, and then that animal, through natural selection, becomes more adapted to its environment, and eventually we arrive at humans, which is us. And we're just on that little tiny, tiny speck. Just sitting here doing our thing. We've been doing it for a couple million years and completely oblivious to the other natural phenomena that have been happening around us. And so it's natural for us to ask these questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? And if you came here hoping that I would give you answers to these questions, I will not be, except I will tell you, you are a human being. I can tell you that much. And I think you should be proud of that. It's really easy if we think, listening to influences around us, it's really easy to think that humanity is taking a nosedive into nowhere. You can watch CNN for 20 minutes and it is you're just waiting for ISIS to barge down your door and chop your head off, It's really easy to think that we live in a world that's going to end. We are going to bring about our own self-demise. And I would like to challenge that notion. Humans in the beginning lived in these huts. We were just, built our little huts, and we, lived in our huts, and we didn't know much about anything. We had our own little area that we lived in, and we stuck with our people, and we did our thing, and, we had people that we needed because we've evolved to have that need of fellowship and that need for a group to belong to, and that's, apparent that we're all here, that's the result of that. And we need that connection. But we start out in these huts, right? And eventually as our societies grow and we get more, we have, religious laws or other laws, things that bind us together, things that unite us, things that give us structure and ways to function as a group. Then, we go and we colonize other places on boats and we, adventure. And then war happens, as we meet these other cultures, we have these clashes where we have our way of doing things and they have their way of doing things. And oftentimes that would result in one group determining that their way was better and killing the other group. And then we start to invent things, we come together and we invent things like the printing press. Slide, come on, work with me here. There we go. We invent airplanes, we get off the ground, and soon we're able to go even farther than we were before, even quicker. And we keep having more of this cultural blending, and we start learning more and more about each other. And of course that leads to more conflict, and of course there's still, wars and things just like there had been when we were living in huts. But my connection's been lost. Come on. Oh, it's all right. We're good. So, and then we get to where we are today, right? We've got the internet. We've got cars. We've got jet planes. We have spaceships. We have all these things that are connecting us and bringing us more and closer to the same page than we were before. You think back 1,000 years ago, right? We have people dying of disease and we just throw them in pits right out of the cart. I mean, the first hospital was invented 957 AD in Baghdad, right? That's the first hospital, right? Peasants, we're ruled by kings, right? Our leaders are determined by birthright, not by any sort of merit. And this is just 1,000 years ago, right? That's just the blink of an eye in the vast existence of the universe, even in the existence of humans. 1,000 years ago is not very long. And then here today we have universities. We send people to school to learn and educate themselves, to better understand, our own history and how we fit in with our environment. We have iPhones. Every single one of us has access to Google, this gigantic collective knowledge that we've all pulled together through time. We have real doctors instead of the dude laying on the hospital the bed in Baghdad. We went to the moon. We left Earth. If you would have tried to explain that to anyone in a hut a couple thousand years ago, they would have not spoke your language, first of all, and they wouldn't have even had a concept of what that even meant. And we've landed on the moon. We're entering this period of time that I think is so powerful and important. We humans right now have an unprecedented ability to connect and communicate, which allows this gigantic marketplace of ideas where thoughts and processes and ways of living can all compete so that we can try and find the best one. And humanity has been doing this for thousands of years, but at a slower pace than we've been doing it now. And it's allowed us to progress. We've been able to take the bad things, root them out, and replace them with progress. And that doesn't matter if it's medicine, if it's social fields, if it's any sort of aspect of our human experience has only led to progress as we've been able to communicate and work together. So where do we go next? Stop and think for a second. If we've progressed that far in the past 1,000 years, where can we not go in the next 1,000? It's easy for us to stop and think, and at least for me, in the past I would think, the whole place is going to hell in a handbasket, so it doesn't really matter, I'm just getting through my day to day. And we kind of are waiting for the world to end. But I think more of humans than that. We went from huts to the moon, and maybe we'll go to Mars. We will go to Mars, right? There's plans in place to go in the 2030s, I believe, right? So within 2 years, could we have a colony on another planet? What, right? Could we end poverty? Could we end hunger? How many more diseases will we cure? This universe is so expansive and huge and beautiful and wonderful. And I believe truly 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years from now, I think that we will continue to progress. And we may not know our place in the universe now, and I'm okay with that. But I feel that it is my responsibility as a human, and each one of our responsibilities, to contribute to that progress. So that hopefully, somewhere down the line, we'll have the universe mapped like we have the world mapped. And I know that we can accomplish anything that we set our minds to. And I just want to say that I believe in humanity. And thank you.
All right. That was awesome. Thanks, Connor. Appreciate that. Hey, so something that we'd like to do is kind of foster this environment in which people can kind of provide feedback. And so Connor's made an amazing presentation and shared some thoughts of his. So I'd like to invite anybody to come up at this time, kind of share some thoughts of what they had about Connor's talk and share with us your thoughts. So thanks. Oh, as you're doing so, sorry. As you're doing so, just to kind of keep in mind that this is a pretty diverse crowd, right? We all come from different backgrounds, different understandings, different perspectives. So, as you're sharing your thoughts, we want to be respectful to Connor, and we also want to be respectful to everybody else. So if you could maintain, be thinking about those as you share your remarks, think about, all the different perspectives here in the room and be respectful of those. Thanks.
What is the guy's name who just gave that talk? Connor. Where is Connor?
Connor, that was a great talk. Very inspiring. I thought it was pretty cool. One question for you. How did you write that? What was your thought process? Go ahead. You can come up. We can talk up here if you want. If that's okay. I hope that's not too weird. Yeah, my name is Christopher Maris. I'm from Landisville, Pennsylvania. I've lived in Utah since 2001. So, go ahead.
So kind of my thought process for writing it was I love outer space. It's always inspired me. And I feel like, for whatever reason, I just feel like space travel is like the epitomization of the hope of humanity. Just this idea that we don't have boundaries, that we can do these seemingly impossible tasks and conquer them. And I think that's only became more profound for me with my personal recent faith transition. I felt like I had this new hope for the world and hope for humankind. And so I just had this, instead of before, and this probably was my own fault, I had this negative view of humanity's getting worse. And now I have this idea of humanity is progressing and we're getting better. And so that's kind of been the inspiration of, or my thought process.
Can I ask you a few more questions?
Yes, ask me more. Ask whatever you'd like.
Yeah. All right. You're recording it, right? Awesome. What about, do you see space travel in Mormonism? And which verses and which, or in any religion? Pick whatever religion you want to talk about. I know probably a lot of people here aren't into Mormonism as much as they used to be. So, go ahead.
Well, at least, I mean, when I identified myself as LDS, that was one of the things I always loved about being Mormon, was just the idea of other worlds and that infinite place, and God is this orchestrator of not just our world in this limited perspective, but this infinite expanse. And that was one thing I always, I can't remember, I think it was National Geographic that said Mormonism was the most space exploration friendly religion or something like that.
That, by the way, that's what I love about Mormonism as well.
Right.
And that's the part that even though I haven't gone to church for 5 years, I never let go of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that to me was, maybe the truth about Joseph Smith was not that he saw God, but maybe he saw something. I don't know. Maybe he was looking for something. Maybe it's just that he was looking for something. And what he came up with was this beautiful work of art that is Mormonism. People talk about, to me, how great the Book of Mormon is, right? That's not the greatest thing Joseph Smith ever did. He built a city, Nauvoo. That's Joseph's greatest work to me, personally. And so, to me, the way I view Joseph Smith now is not that he was a true prophet of God, but he was effective. Does that make sense to you? What do you think?
No, like I was saying, and I believe humanity's most biggest trait that makes us different than anyone else is our ability to progress, our ability to take ideas and build on them and work towards even better future. And so whether it's Muhammad or Joseph or Abraham Lincoln or whoever,
or
right,
the guy who wrote the Tao,
right, religious figures, secular figures, whatever, all of us are in this together as a species, and whatever good thing someone can bring, then that is good and that helps us progress.
Cool.
So yeah,
well, that's all I have to say.
That's great. Sorry, we got to keep going with because we're going to hear some beautiful music. Hey, one quick thing that I forgot to say earlier was we would like to do actually some community service kind of a thing, and we have a group kind of looking for possible ways in which we can serve the community here. So I'd like to put in a plug of if anybody has any good ideas or connections that we could reach out to the community and serve people, we'd really like to hear those. So you can get with anybody after and just start talking about it, or the Facebook group is a great way to do that as well. And then the other thing that I forgot to mention was 2 weeks ago, we had we were in this building in the Desante, and we have to pay for the building. And luckily, we got plenty of donations from everybody, and we were able to cover last week's rent of this building, and we're also able to cover this week as well. So thank you very much. We don't need anything for the rent today, so thank you very much for your donations. And just for the future, somebody's going to be creating an account, and so that should go a little bit smoother. But yeah, thank you very much. So right now, we'd like to hear from Zachary Webb. He's going to be playing the piano and singing. He's going to be playing "Beautiful" by Christina Aguilera. And then after, we're going to hear Amelia Gutke. She's going to come down and talk about creating blue zones, finding happiness where you live. So thanks. Zachary?
Testing. Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Yes, words can't bring me down. I am beautiful in every single way. Words can't bring me down. Oh no. So don't you bring me down today. To all your friends, you're delirious, so consumed in all your doom. Trying hard to fill the emptiness, the piece is gone, left the puzzle undone. Is that the way it is? You are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words won't bring you down. Oh no. You are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring you down. Oh no. So don't you bring me down today. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, we're the song inside the tune, full of beautiful mistakes. And everywhere we go, the sun will always shine. And tomorrow we might wake on the other side. We are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring us down. Oh no. We are beautiful in every single way. Words can't bring us down. Don't you bring me down today. Don't you bring me down today. Don't you bring me down today.
Hi, my name is Amelia Gutke. That's my cute family. I'll just introduce myself really quickly. I've had a lot of coffee, so I'm so excited. I'm also excited for this whole endeavor that we're working on here. So first of all, like I said, I'm Amelia. This is my husband, Paul, and our 3 kids. Franny is 8. She's the little girl in the middle, and we have a baby who's 2 and a little boy who's 6. And Paul and I both grew up here in Logan. He is born and raised here in Logan, and I came here when I was 7. I come from a huge family, 10 kids, and all my older brothers and sisters were Army brats, and then we ended up here in Logan. My dad came here to go to grad school when I was a little girl, and we've been here ever since, and I love it. So first of all, I wanted to say that unlike your last speakers, Eric and Sam, I don't have a title yet. I've just been a mom for the past 8 years. I just barely started going back to school at Utah State. I'm majoring in social work, so someday I'll have a title. Hopefully, I'm hoping it'll be along the lines of a social worker or a psychologist or something like that. But for now, today, I am a mom, wife, daughter, sister, student, and I'm just passionate about quality of life. So that's what brings me here today. So let's see if I can do this right. Okay, so I just want to talk today about happiness and blue zones. And my biggest fear whenever I want to speak in front of a crowd like this is that I'm going to say something that everybody already knows, and it's going to be really embarrassing. So raise your hand if you don't know what a blue zone is. Oh, yay. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay. So first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about happiness. So I have some emoticons if that will help you to understand your feelings more, or some words. So I want you to look at these words just for a second and think, how do you feel today, or even right now? So just read through the words. You could feel happy, you could feel dissatisfied, you could feel overjoyed. I tried to put up as many words as I could think of that could describe your mood. Now, I think I'm right that everybody wants to be happy. Like, that's the goal. We all want to find happiness. So we want to take whatever emotions that we're feeling that are on here that are bad and turn them good. So basically, that's kind of like where I am every day. I'm just trying to be happy. And it's really funny that I'm so obsessed with being happy, because I was thinking today, like, I'm not a sad person. I don't walk around like trying to be happy because I'm sad. I don't know. I want to be happy. I want to make people happy. So I'm kind of obsessed with the whole concept. And I listen to a lot of podcasts about happiness. I read a lot of books about happiness. And I'm always just trying to like incorporate little things in my life to make me happier. So anyway, I just wanted you all to like kind of take a second and think about how you're feeling today. How have you felt, from this list of words in the past week or even year, and where do you want to be? Okay, so one of the So basically, I'm going to take everything that I've learned about happiness in the past 5 years and condense it into 20 minutes. So it's going to be pretty awesome. One analogy that I really like when thinking about happiness is you take those feelings that I just put up there on the board. You can, if you're happy or sad or you're feeling frustrated or overwhelmed or dejected, you can, if you're sitting in a moment of reflection or meditation, and you think about those feelings as cars, and so you're sitting on your porch. I tried to find a picture of a nice fall day porch, and you can just watch those cars go by, and those cars are your feelings. So you don't have to be totally invested in that feeling or that emotion when you're in a moment of contemplation or reflection. You don't have to feel those feelings. You can just watch them go by, just kind of watch them pass by in your mind. And this is just something that I've really liked in my quest for peacefulness and meditation and happiness in my own mind. Let's see. Okay, so, you know what? First of all, I want to say something. I was going to tell you where I got all my information from. A lot of this is from a happiness expert named Gretchen Rubin. I don't know if any of you are familiar with her. I'm really obsessed with her. And the other guy, I can't remember his name. I wrote it down on my other piece of paper, but I'll get you the information after. Anyway, so basically this is a list of character traits that happy people have, just in general. And this is just from tons of scientific studies, and I just condensed it into one little list. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about this list of things that we can do to make ourselves happy. So number one is they surround themselves with happy people. That's what happy people do. Which this is all kind of a little bit ironic because there's a few of you in here that know me really well. And so you can attest that 40% of the time I'm a total jerk. So I feel really bad. Erlene. So my kids would attest if they were here. So yeah, you don't really have a choice if you're a kid surrounding yourself with your family members, but you can try to be that happy person in your home so that they're surrounding themselves with you. Let's see, happy people are grateful. A lot of these things, I know, this is what I was talking about. I think all of you know these things. Today's just, I think, hopefully a nice review to go through these, and it's obviously nice for me to go through these. Happy people set achievable goals. So for me, it's tackling that, that junk. We all have that, any horizontal surface in your house is going to have some trouble. But there's always that one junk table, and it just collects everything from the house, and it totally makes you mad. So for me, an achievable goal is okay, I'm going to just tackle that horizontal surface today. I'm just going to clean it, and it's going to make me feel better. There are tons of little achievable goals we can set for ourselves on a daily basis to help ourselves reach, where we want to be in our lives. Spending time and money on others. This is obviously service could mean anything. It can be a complicated service project. You can organize service projects. I like really simple ways of serving people, I like calling people or texting people on their birthday. And I know that sounds really stupid, but Facebook birthdays are fun. You get on Facebook and everybody's like, happy birthday, and then you reach in your pocket and somebody has texted you or called you on your birthday. And I find that to be really special. So that's one little thing that I like to do to make myself happy is to, do those really simple acts of service to people around me. Another one I was thinking about is, like I said, I'm a jerk. I'm a mom, so moms tend to be jerks a lot of the time to their kids. I do. Maybe you guys don't. I notice something that makes me happy is actually getting down to the level of my child and looking in their eye and asking what's wrong instead of freaking out. That's always nice. That's a nice thing that makes me happy. Okay. So the next on our list is deep in-person conversations. We're going to talk a little bit about blue zones in a second and I'll just really quickly explain. A blue zone are these geographic areas in the world where people live the longest and they live the healthiest lifestyle. So there's this team of experts, and they have been all over the world, and they have found these little pockets in the world where people live really long, really healthy lifestyles and lives. And one of the key factors in these people's lives is they have really, really deep connections with the people around them. So they have a really tight-knit group of friends or family that they interact with on a regular basis. Okay. Oh, you know what I wanted? Let's go back to, I put this in the wrong spot. Let's go back to spending time and money on others or service. Really quickly, I want to talk about serving yourself. And one of the little tips that I love from Gretchen Rubin is that I use a lot, and Candace knows what I'm talking about because I talk about this to everybody I talk to, is treat yourself like a toddler. So if any of you have raised a toddler or you live with a toddler, you know that sometimes they are just flipping out and you're like, this child just needs a nap, or this child just needs, you just want to give them whatever they want because they are freaking out. And sometimes you have to treat yourself like that. And I have really loved this. I don't do it a lot. I try not to, or I would just, eat ice cream all the time. But every once in a while I'm like, you know what? And you have to do it in third person because that's how you talk to your child. You know what? Amelia needs breakfast from Carl's Jr. That's what Amelia needs right now to feel better. So I really like incorporating that, treating yourself like a toddler to make myself happy. So try it. If you're just really just down or you're just depressed, what would you do for your toddler child in that moment? Do it for yourself. Sometimes you need a nap. Sometimes you need a Diet Coke. Just do whatever you need to do. Okay, so then we were talking about deep in-person conversations. So try to, break out of Facebook. Try to get together with your friends. This is something that my friends know I'm really good at. I invite people over to my house a lot. We hang out. We have fun. We talk. We, talk about what's going on in our lives. I will give a little example of that. So I have a really great group of friends, and we get together with our kids, and this one time we were all sitting at Merlin Olsen Park, and I just knew it was an opportunity for me to kind of divulge something that was really hard that was going on in my life at that moment. And it was just this really beautiful moment of me sitting with a group of moms, talking about our, trials in life, and I was just able to just kind of open up and cry and just feel that warmth and that love from the people around me, and that is something that these people in these blue zones experience. All right, let's get through this. Okay, use the power of the senses. Now, I really love this. People that are happy savor. So savor what you're eating. Don't just burn through it just because you need to get a meal in your stomach. Savor the smells around you. I love this time of year. It's beautiful outside today. And I love the smell of the leaves as they're falling off the trees. But this is something you can do every day. You can make sure that you go in your kitchen. If you just need a little boost, just go to the spice cabinet and smell some basil. Or, watch your favorite show with your kid. Or, just really indulge in the sights of the world, the sounds, and really just be present and look around you. Notice these things that make us really happy. TV, I don't know, a lot of people will say that TV is bad, but you guys, I have read so many studies on when people watch TV, we're our happiest. Our endorphin levels are through the roof. Especially think about when you're watching your favorite show. So don't think of TV as a bad thing. You're engaging your senses, your sight and your sound, and you're loving this moment that you're in. So I say enjoy TV. I love it. Using laughter as medicine. I think that one's kind of self-explanatory. How I use laughter as medicine. If something's been going on in my life that's really heavy, I'll make sure I watch a comedy or read a really funny book. I really love listening to comedians' books, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. Those always lift my mood. Exercise and eat healthy. That's hard, but it's important. But, we got to do it. taking time to unplug. Especially I feel like this time of year, it's so beautiful outside. Just, take the time to go on a walk. Look at the sunshine. It's going to get cold pretty soon, so today might be your last day to get a really good walk in. Get enough sleep. I get enough sleep. Dan doesn't. I know that he needs to work on that. And then being spiritual. Being spiritual is something that all these people in these blue zones have in common is they either, do something at a church or with a group of people or a group of friends, or they meditate, anything where you can just really be calm for a few minutes a day. I talked about the analogy of the cars going by. Another analogy I really like is the cloudy sky. Can't really see it really well because there's some lights, but this is just a cloudy sky. And this is another thing that I've learned in all my happiness reading is that when you look at a cloudy sky, any cloudy sky, something that is always constant is behind that cloudy sky. This is going to sound so cheesy, but behind that cloudy sky, there's always a sun. There's always a blue sky. So you may be having a blue sky day and a sunshiny day, and you may be having a really dark cloudy day. But that sunshine is always there. If sometimes you have to wait, sometimes you have to dig, but it's always there. And I like that analogy. Okay. All right, I was going to do a little meditation exercise with closing our eyes. Okay, we're going to do it? Okay. Okay. If you want to, everybody just close your eyes for a moment. And I'm just going to talk about a really great way to meditate and to just be present. A lot of people think you have to clear your mind, and that's kind of impossible. So for this meditation, I just want you to notice the points of your body that are touching the chair, that are touching the ground, and just focus on those points in your body. You don't have to clear your mind. You can let thoughts come and go like the cars. But just try to focus on the points in your body and how you feel. And just take a second and think about where you want to be. And that can be either physically or mentally or emotionally. Okay, now you can open your eyes if you want to. You can sit up a little straighter now that we've all been kind of relaxed. But I just wanted to kind of give you a taste. This is, that was obviously just like a 30-second meditation. But these are the kind of things that I do on a regular basis, maybe for 10 or 15 minutes a day. And they make a huge difference in my life. And these are things that these people do in these blue zones. So we're going to talk about these blue zones. And how, I don't think any of us are going to run right now and move to Sardinia, Italy, or Okinawa, Japan. I live here, I love it here, but I want to create a blue zone where I live. I want to create a blue zone in my home and in my body. I want to be healthy every day. I want to be happy every day. So the blue zones, like I said before, are the geographic areas in the world where people are living the longest and healthiest lives. And, I did find his name. So Dan Buettner, he works for the National Geographic, and he has traveled all over the world finding these blue zones. So the ones I'm going to talk about are in Italy, in the Sardinia Highlands, Okinawa in the northern part of the main island, and Loma Linda, California. These are a few of these blue zones that they've found, where people are living really healthy lives up into their hundreds. One moment. Okay, so what they found are these, you guys, what's the word? Centenarian? Is that what is that? Centenarians, thank you. That they live, into their hundreds, but they're super healthy. At the end of their lives, they usually die in their sleep. They don't die from sickness. So what they found, these people in Sardinia, Italy, they come from a farming community, so a lot of their physical activity isn't going to a gym. It's not, lifting weights. It is walking up and down stairs, gardening, farming. That's how they are staying so physically active up until their hundreds. They eat a mostly plant-based diet. They do eat a little meat. Their meat and cheese mostly come from grass-fed animals, which changes, let's see, animals that eat corn they're high in omega-6s, and these cheeses and meats are high in omega-3s, which is better for your brain. They drink a little bit of wine every day, high in polyphenols. Connor, what's your call? No, everybody knows. Somebody's going to steal your phone. Are we still on here? All right. So now are we on? Okay, Okinawa. All right, so they found this little blue zone in Okinawa, Japan. Again, they're eating a plant-based diet. A lot of vegetables. They eat a lot of tofu in this region. They have really strong social circles. They have groups of friends that are their same age that aren't necessarily family, but they are friends, and they kind of, when one comes into wealth, they share it with these people in their social circles. When one has a hardship, they share it with each other. This is something I learned doing this research, is they have what's called ikigai. Did I say that right? Ikigai. Does anybody know what that is? Does anybody speak Japanese? Ikigai is the reason you get up in the morning. It's your purpose. And they all have a very strong ikigai. And it's something they talk about. It's something that they teach their children, is to wake up and you know what your purpose is for the day. And these are people living in their 80s, 90s, 100s, and they wake up and they have purpose every day. So ikigai is, the English translation is, why do you wake up in the morning? What's your purpose today? Now, they found a blue zone in the United States. Now, something I've just noticed with all three of these blue zones, they're all by water, so sorry, we are super landlocked here in Utah, but that's okay. We can still create a blue zone. So, Loma Linda, California. This is a group of Seventh-day Adventists, and they also are, have a lot of these characteristics. They're eating plant-based diets. They have strong social circles. Well, something that they do that they thought was so interesting is these Seventh-day Adventists, they have their Sabbath on, from Friday night to Saturday night. And they do nature walks every week, no matter what. And they do it all the way until they die. And when you watch these videos about these nature walks, it's really interesting. They share recipes, they talk, they have that social camaraderie. They have their weekly church meetings, and so this, if you want to move to a blue zone, you could possibly move to Loma Linda, California if you wanted to. So what are the common denominators in all of these blue zones? They are that these people move naturally. Now, not a lot of us are going up and down stairs every day. The women in Okinawa, they sit on the floor, so they're getting up and down all day long. That's one way that they're moving naturally. The farmers in Sardinia, Italy, they're going up and down stairs and up and down hills all day. I don't do those kind of things all day. I garden a little bit. So I don't think it's such a bad thing for all of us to hit the gym. That's fine. But, maybe we could incorporate more of nature in our movement, go walk outside instead of inside. All of these people with their plant-based diets had gardens. So gardening is something that was singular to this kind of lifestyle. Or that all these people that are living to be so healthy into their 90s and 100s, they all took care of plants and took care of gardens. They all, knew how to unplug and get rid of technology without flipping out. I'm kind of getting better at it. They all drink a little bit every day. I don't think the Seventh-day Adventists do, but all the other blue spots, they drink a little bit every day. And they drank wines that were high in polyphenols. They had deep interpersonal relationships. And that is something I know that, with our social media, we can all try a little bit harder to get together with people and have personal relationships and really grow those. Talking to people one-on-one. So basically, I have the key to happiness. I'm going to give it to you right now. Through all of this, reading through all of this and listening to all my podcasts, don't you love those moments? I had a moment of clarity where I was like, okay, I've got it. The key to happiness is just to be present. Like whatever you're doing, do that. Don't let your mind, it's hard to not let your mind wander. We do it all the time. But just try. Try to just be present in whatever you're doing, even if it's something that's totally horrible or mundane. But that's really what I feel like I took from all this, is just to be present in what you're doing. That is really the key to happiness. Also, another thing that I feel like I've learned is, I feel like I'm a passionate person, I have a lot of passion. We all have to make money. We all have to take care of our kids. We all have to work and clean and do things that are mundane. But what are the things that we're passionate about? What are you passionate about? Carve out space in your life for the things that give you meaning, the things that give you the ikigai. I know I can do better with it, but that's really what I feel like I've learned about the key to happiness, is to be present and to carve out space for the things in my life that bring me true happiness. So thanks for listening, and I'm glad to talk to you today. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks again, Amelia. Hey, so again, we'd like to generate some feedback, and so if anybody has thoughts or feelings, come on up. You have a few minutes here. And again, keep it respectful. Thanks. I thought of one, actually. TV shows. I cry every single episode of Downton Abbey. I can't make it through. So it's happy and sad. I don't know. So I'm kind of borderline on that one.
Hi, my name's Tanner Gilliland. I live here in Logan. One of the thoughts that Amelia was saying about being present really resonated with me. At a retreat we went to last weekend, there was a speaker who was talking, and he used the term radical okayness. He was talking about secular Buddhism and accepting the things that are coming into our lives and just observing them and accepting them. I think John had some sort of mumbo-jumbo psychologist term for it. Acceptance, commitment therapy. Is that right? I thought that was pretty cool. The idea is that when something happens, you just accept it and you observe it and you deal with it and you don't try to run from it. And I think as Amelia was talking, I was thinking about that and how important it is to just be present even in our joys and also in our sufferings, because that's what makes us human. When we're able to just deal with the things that come into our lives, be they good or bad, and just appreciate the fact that we have the chance on this little pale blue dot somewhere in the universe to be having these feelings and then finding meaning that way. So I thought that was really cool. Thank you, Connor and Amelia.
I'm Ty Taylor. I'm new to the Valley, but I love it. Got a combined thought from both of the talks and the music, which was beautiful. I appreciate that. First, that good people are often quiet, and I think that's wrong. It is not requisite that good people keep to themselves and be humble, because The opposite loves to be loud. They love to be forthright, and they love to be in your face. That was just some take back that I brought from that was be intentionally good, and be vocal about that, whatever that is in your mind, whatever that goodness is, but be that, and be that with confidence. And second, what a wonderful message of just finding happiness. I'm moving next month, and this will actually be the 12th time that I've moved, and I'm turning 29 in February, so some quick math. I've traveled a little bit, but I've just mostly been around in the United States, and I've lived in beautiful places and ugly places, and everywhere I go, there's always people that don't like where they are. And even being here in Cache Valley, I think I'm home. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. People are wonderful. But there's still going to be a lot of reasons to say, I wish I could be somewhere else. I take that as a personal charge to always look for the good, see the good, because there is so much good all around us. Anyway, random and just heartfelt, so thank you.
Great, thank you. So now we're going to have a group singing session, and we'll be singing What a Wonderful World. And I think we're going to have, we'll have lyrics up there. Nobody has to remember the words.
colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I, ooh.
Melinda Brown is going to make an announcement real quick.
Okay, we just wanted to let you guys know some of our speakers today that did an awesome job talked about just kind of community and relationships and the importance of relationships. Me and my husband, I don't know if you met Sterling Brown, but we love get-togethers. We love social gatherings. We've done pizza night at our house. Several of you have came. There's a lot of you I haven't met before. We just like doing get-togethers and fun things. So we are planning a fun get-together December 5th. We're going to do a big, fun 80s dance party. It's going to be awesome. The reason we chose that is for my 30th birthday just a few years ago, my husband surprised me and got all of my friends together. He even bought me like an outfit. So when I showed up, he said, change into it. And he had all these bright clothes and jewelry. And it was just a blast. We had so much fun. So we just thought, let's do that again times 10. So we are going to have it. Our house isn't big enough because we want to go big time with this. So it's going to be we live in Hiram. So it's going to be it used to be the Elite Hall. I don't know if you know where that's at. We'll get more details and information. It'll be at 7 o'clock. It's on a Saturday. And we have to turn the music off at midnight. So anyone can come to that. You can invite any friends, anyone you want. The occupancy, it holds 300 people. And if you're going to have a fun dance party, the more people, the better. And even if you can't dance, my husband, we've been married for 11 years, he hates dancing. He will not do it. He hates everything about it. And I grew up doing that. So if he's excited about it, then that's pretty cool. So it doesn't matter if you dance. The point is just being social. I'd love to meet a lot of you. I haven't met a lot of you. Build connections, find people that you connect with, to have friendships with, that you can do other get-togethers with, and just have fun. We want to have fun. So anyways, we'd hope to see all of you guys there. Like I said, anyone's invited. Normally the activities we try to do kid-friendly where kids can come. This one will be, probably 21 or older. In case you want to bring drinks, you can. But that's just totally up to you. It's not based about that. So anyways, just come and have fun. We'll post something on Facebook, and we'd love to see you all there. Invite all your friends or whoever you think would be fun. So just wanted to let you guys know about that.
Perfect. Hey, join me in thanking everybody that made this possible. So Kata did all the music, and Zachary played, Connor, Amelia, John, Tanner, and Kim. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, guys. So this is a community kind of thing. So, if you're interested in playing music or singing or giving one of these talks or, setting up AV or conducting or anything like that, treats, just, throw it out there, talk to people, and we'll make it happen. So thanks again for coming out. And just around the corner here, there's actually some refreshments provided. I think it's just around the corner. So, yeah, thanks. Thank you very much for coming out.